Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is another in the series of the Rise of the Divine Feminine readings that I am doing as part of the collective awakening that we are all going through, tapping into our divine feminine energy. Now, it's not a gender specific reading. We all hold, everybody, male or female, we all hold divine feminine and divine masculine energy within. Currently, however, the collective has been in heavy unbalanced divine masculine energy, and as we go through this spiritual awakening, as Pluto goes into Aquarius at the end of November, and as the North Node goes into Pisces at the beginning of January in 2025, we are being pushed like a funnel through this spiritual awakening, tapping into this divine feminine energy in order to balance out. Lots and lots of signs about this in the sky at the moment. We've got a big asteroid that's coming through over the next 2 months that's going to horseshoe around the Earth. On the side of that asteroid are big markings, which in sacred geometry symbolize a spiritual awakening. We've got a comet that's coming through in the next month, I think the end of this month into November, called Shan, named after an observatory in China called Purple Mountain. That's what that word stands for, Purple Mountain. Purple is the crown chakra. If you think of a mountain, the journey to the top of the mountain, the Hermit card in the tarot, that man, to get spiritual enlightenment, a spiritual awakening, walks to the top of the mountain to open his crown chakra. We've got huge M-class flares at the moment. One happened not yesterday, the day before. M-class flares are the big coronal mass ejections that happen, the big explosions that are happening on the sun, sending this light energy, these light codes down as part of our spiritual awakening. The one that happened 2 days ago registered 7.77. Now, 777 is a highly, highly spiritual number. When the North Node, which is currently in Aries, and it's in a sign for 18 months, flicks across into Pisces in January of 2025, it'll be there for 18 months. Pisces is the house of spirituality. And the energy I'm tapping into for this reading is, who are you taking on that spiritual journey? Because currently the South Node is in Libra. Libra is the relationships that you have in your life, the people that you have in your life, and a reflection on, are they on the same spiritual journey as you? Maybe you're further along on the journey, and this part of the journey, even though they've been with you for some time, they're not meant to come with you. So if you're new to my channel, please like, share and subscribe, and welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me. First, I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify those messages. As I said, I've been doing a huge playlist on the rise of the divine feminine. I'm doing 22 readings in total. I've got 5 left. If you're called to, have a look at that playlist. You won't sit in one particular divine feminine energy for the whole duration of this spiritual awakening that you are having, tapping into this energy. You may flip between one and another. You may stay longer in one and a shorter time in another. But if one of those other readings calls to you, there may be a message in it for you. All of my readings are timeless. Everybody is at a different stage on their spiritual journey. Whenever this reading pops up in your feed is when you're meant to see it. There's a message in it for you about something that's happening currently in your spiritual journey. Now, that doesn't matter if you watch it on the day that the reading is posted or in 10, 15 years time. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs because I'm also an illustrator as well as a tarot reader. I combine my skills by providing you a combination of The channeled messages that I received through the creation of these cards and the channeled messages that I received prior to a reading, but through the use of these cards in clarifying the energy that I'm picking up on. These are my tools. The energy I'm picking up on today is Sappho. Now, she was a Greek poetess who is famous for her writings, her poetry of her love of women. Now, she came from the island of Lesbos. And that's not the energy I'm picking up on here. What I'm picking up on is a connection with other people who are on the same spiritual journey that you are. So when she wrote that poetry in Greece at the time, it was fairly common and normal and accepted for relationships between women. And she was born in 630 BCE. But by the time religion came through into that area in the 11th century, it was deemed, her writings were deemed too sexual, and anything and everything that referenced her writings was burnt. Her divine feminine energy heralds this embracing of the other divine feminine energies around you. Now, these were the cards that came out in the pre-shuffle. I also got a song. I got the Boy George song, I Tumble For You. Except when I started singing it, I was singing I Stumble For You, which is not the lyrics. The cards that I got, the Star, which is Aquarius, number 17 adds up to an 8. This year was the year of the 888 portal. The last time we had a 888 portal, that's the 8th of August 2024, adds up to an 8. The last time that happened was in 2015. And if we're talking about the divine feminine energies around you, I tumble for you, I stumble for you. Potentially people that you've invested your time and energy into, South Node in Libra, that it's now time to release because they are not part of the spiritual journey that you are on. They are not potentially tapped into their divine feminine frequency, this Sappho energy, on a level that you are. And so they're not meant to come with you on the next stage of the journey. The South Node in Libra is wrapping up a phase of putting others before oneself. I tumble for you. And I'll get back to that in a minute. This vibe can trigger a battle between self-drive and external demands, leaving those in its path a bit tangled. So that song was a Boy George song. It might have been a Culture Club song, actually, when he was with the band as opposed to an individual artist. But it's about people in the music industry basically doing anything to get ahead. And it's interesting because we were at the hairdressers the other day and I was talking to my hairdresser and we were talking about lots of people at the moment where friendships are falling apart. People are doing things that you never expected of them. People that are really close to you, sacrificing a friendship for their own gain. And it's because, in actual fact, they're in out of balance divine feminine energy. They're actually in, or they're not tapped into their divine feminine energy on a level where you are. They're in out of balance masculine energy. They're doing things for their ego rather than nurturing the friendships that they have. They're sacrificing a friendship. Sacrificing a friendship. They stumbled. They're prepared to do anything to get to the outcome that they want. And they stumbled. They sacrificed the friendship in the process. The South Node in Libra is wrapping up a phase of putting others before oneself. This vibe can trigger a battle between self-drive and external demands. leaving those in its path feeling a bit tangled. The star is something that's fated, something that's destined to happen, a destined friendship that you have with this person. And it could be a family member, it could be a friendship, but I'm really picking up friendship here. It's a relationship that you have with somebody where they've sacrificed you for their own gain. But it's meant to happen this way. You're meant to heal from this experience. You're meant to learn and grow and understand from this experience. And it's happened because they're not meant to go with you on the next part of the journey, because they're further back in their spiritual awakening. They haven't recognized the power of a relationship that is in balanced divine feminine energy. Now, the other cards that came out in my Moon Oracle deck, the moon is fading. Time to bid farewell to what's holding you back. This person, if you remain in a friendship with this person, or you try and rekindle a friendship with this person whilst, or this person, any type of relationship, workplace, family life, sibling, child, if you try and maintain this friendship with this person as you are ascending into the next phase of your divine feminine energy, it will hold you back. And perhaps that's what you've done. And I'm seeing the Tower card in my mind. When the Tower card comes out and the star in the tarot comes after the Tower, it's healing after something's being torn down, which suggests that the Tower's already happened. Some sort of argument, something has happened. The Tower card is major arcana. It's actually not something that you have any control over. It's something that happens for you, for your benefit. Because if you stay where you are, you're going to get stuck. Time to bid farewell to what's holding you back. This friendship is holding you back. This relationship is holding you back. This workplace is holding you back. I think you may have misunderstood me. This person, these people, potentially catching wind that you are walking away and trying to save face. I think you may have misunderstood me. And then this came out. We were never really friends. Now, this is a love song, but the lyrics in it actually align with the messages that are coming through. We let the lines get blurry. No, now both sides of us are hurting. You knew I wasn't ready. I'm too unsteady, somebody who's unbalanced. Don't make me make the call. This doesn't have to be the end. You gave me an ultimatum. You said verbatim, if you want me, take it all, or you'll never see my face again. Guess I'll never see your face again. Baby, we finally reached the end because we were never really friends. It's an ending of this friendship. And as I said, I was talking to my hairdresser about it, and she was talking about a situation that she was in, where she was actually really, really, really sad. And it was interesting because these messages had been coming through for a couple of days. And so I was talking to her about this divine feminine energy and what we're all tapping into, and that, it's part of this journey that we're all on. And she said to me, I'm so glad you came in today to get your hair done. Because she was in the phase of potentially wanting to go back and repair that relationship, which was meant to end, because the lessons that you were meant to learn from that person is what actually catapults you into the next part of your ascension, into this divine feminine energy. What you are now looking for in terms of the relationships around you are people who are in balanced divine feminine energy, because they are people who will love and nurture as opposed to sacrifice you for their own gain. And I wanted to say financial gain, for their own gain. In that particular instance, she was part of a sporting club, and it was that argy-bargy that happens between parents when you've got two parents that are friends, but their children are vying for the same spot on the football team or the netball team or, you know, the track and field team. And that's just an example. Or two people in a workplace that are vying for the same position. And what then happens in the process of that. And whatever happens is meant to happen because it's meant to tear down or make you realize that the foundations of this particular friendship, we were never really friends, weren't actually strong anyway. And won't be, because you can't be friends with somebody who's not in balanced divine feminine, divine masculine energy. Okay, let's get some cards. Let's look at where you are. Devil, you're sitting in toxic energy, or you're recognizing toxic energy around you. The devil is Capricorn. Capricorn is Saturn. Saturn is your karmic teacher. The Queen of Pentacles, you're looking for your independence from this situation. The Queen of Pentacles is Uranus in Virgo. Uranus is earthquakes, and Virgo is a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening that you've gone through where you recognize that you need to put some distance in. You think of an earthquake, the earth separates. Separate yourself from these people. Look at that card. I didn't even see that. Separate yourself from these people. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters. The Six of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius. Moving on to calmer waters. Perhaps Mercury is communication. Perhaps verbalizing. And interesting, the reading that I did before this, I forgot to sync up, to Bluetooth up my microphone, which I did before this reading, making sure my voice was clear. You're using your voice. Four of Wands, removing yourself from some sort of, that's an attachment that you have. The strength, getting the strength to move yourself along. The Strength card is Leo, is the Sun, enlightenment. The Four of Wands is Venus in Aries. It's putting yourself first because you've come to a recognition that there are toxic patterns within some sort of relationship that you're in that no longer align with where you are headed, tapping into your divine feminine energy. The Empress, look at that. That's divine feminine. The Empress card is the divine feminine. Venus and Taurus. Moving along. Okay, let's have a look at where you are headed. So you've either recognized this and you're putting things in action, or you're about to, getting the strength up. Let's have a look where you are headed. The Page of Cups, that's giving to yourself. Page of Cups is also, was a card of the secret admirer, but I'm not looking at the admirer bit, I'm looking at the secret bit. Maybe you're holding this close to your chest at the moment. Yeah, the Page of Cups is the moon in Pisces. This spiritual awakening. And I said to her, because she's got a function this weekend and she's got to come face to face with this person after she's come to this realization about what's happened. And I said to her, you just have to sit and watch, because when these major arcana come out, somebody else, and if we get the Three of Cups out, it's come through in different readings before. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration. And I said to her, this is how it'll play out. You'll be at this function, and this particular person, and the way it played was that when the seating arrangements came out for this function, all of these women were put on this one table and she was put separately. So it's almost like somebody's already creating that earthquake, but it's because they think they're in the right. And she was quite angry. And I just said, you know, the words listen and silent are spelt using the same letters. You have to be really, really quiet in those situations, because we've got major arcana here. The Devil, the Strength card, and the Star. The Tower, I said, is major arcana. These things were exposed to you so that you could get the strength to walk away. But if somebody's done you wrong, the universe, the divine, wants to balance things out. It doesn't use you, though, to balance them out. You're not meant to be the person to serve karma on that person. And in fact, if you did, you would only create karma again for yourself. You have to sit in divine feminine energy, quiet energy, because these particular people in your life will actually attract that karma to them. And it will be a couple of these women who don't want to have a conversation at a table. And I'm using women as an example. Don't want to have the conversation at the table in front of everybody. So they go into the bathroom, they've had a couple of drinks, and they don't realize how noisy they're being when they're talking about a situation. And it'll be somebody else that hears that conversation that then is the catalyst for their undoing. You don't have to do anything. Page of Cups, the moon in Pisces, your focus needs to be in tapping into this divine feminine energy. And if you are in a scenario like that, don't drink. If you have to be somewhere where you are around people, even if it's uncomfortable, because you see so much when you aren't under the influence of things. The Three of Cups is celebration, but in a lot of readings, it's been coming out, or the energy I'm picking up on is a slip of the tongue that happens when somebody's had one too many drinks. And it's their undoing. But for you, listen in silence, it's that observation, it's observing people, because they tell you heaps through their actions, not just through their words. Yeah, they tell you heaps. The sun, the enlightenment that you get. And I love to people watch. It's actually a really great thing to do, is just to sit in a kind of a crowded area and use your intuition to work out what's going on between people. Great for tapping into your divine and feminine energy. The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups, sometimes the card of illusions. But the moon in Pisces, by sitting quietly, you get the enlightenment through your intuition, and the illusions disappear. You can work out exactly what's going on. Venus in Pisces, tapping in to your divine feminine energy. Venus is the Empress and Pisces is spirituality. The Six of Pentacles. Now, the other readings didn't get 5 across, so I'm just going to keep going. The Six of Pentacles is the moon in Taurus. Taurus, again, is Venus energy. The moon is what's hidden. The hidden messages, part of this spiritual awakening that you're going through this Sappho divine feminine energy, is maybe somebody within a circle of people that you maybe didn't recognize was in their own divine feminine energy, because you were caught up in this nonsense with these people. But by sitting back, you actually attract other people that are in divine feminine energy. And these friendships, Sappho is loving the women around her fiercely, meaning the other people that are in divine feminine energy. These people appear, and they are actually long-lasting friendships because they are balanced. Because they've cut out, well, I went to say cut out the clutter. They've cut out the people as well that aren't meant for them. Wow, Judgment. Judgment comes after the Sun in the tarot. You're calling judgment. Look at those eyes on that card. Judgment is resurrection and energy. Judgment comes before the World card. The World card is the last card in the tarot. It's the end of a cycle. The end of a cycle with these people. But judgment is you calling judgment on the relationships that you have in your life. South Node in Libra. And working out which ones you want to take with you on the next phase of tapping into your divine feminine energy. Tapping into your spiritual, intuitive, divine feminine side. Again, not a gender specific reading. Judgment. You're only taking, you're cutting away the illusion, and you're only taking balanced energy with you. Why? Because you've gone through this scenario. These things have happened to show you how to decipher good and bad energy. Four of Cups on the bottom. That's the moon in Cancer. And as that card came out, my eye drew to this. I think you have misunderstood me. You will get a test. This person, this toxic person or toxic people will try and re-enter your life. Now, the Four of Cups is, that wanted to come with it. The Lovers is Gemini. It's communication. The Lovers is also, used to be known as a choice card. You're going to have a choice. As I said, are you going to take this person back in your life? You're not meant to, because you're going to be stuck in this toxic energy with them. So you might get two tests. You might get a test of this person coming back in, handing you, can we be friends again? This cup. And if you take it, that lesson will just repeat. You may pick up on it quicker, but it'll just repeat. But if you cut this person out, you will then get a test. Somebody similar to them will approach you. And it's the way of the divine testing whether you've learned that lesson or not. Can you intuitively sit back, quietly listen in silent, as spelled using the same letters? Can you intuitively sit back and pick up on the energies of somebody without actually interacting with them, or with minimal interaction with them? Because that's when you go up to the next level. If you think of a video game, and I don't really play them, but I think of a video game. You get the skills, you move up. You get the skills, you move up. You get the skills, you move up. You've got a test before you move up to the next level. A choice. And you might stave this person off, but you might accept this new friendship in. And again, it may be because there's a component of that lesson that you haven't quite mastered. Okay, anything else? What's that on the bottom? Deception. Seven of Swords. There's a deception. The test is a trick. Maybe something presented in a different way. The Lovers card, I always think in the negative aspect, that card for me, the first thing that pops into my head is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Somebody who's two-faced. Somebody who presents as one way, but is actually the opposite. And it's hidden underneath the guise of some sort of loving, caring relationship. We were never really friends. You had Five of Wands on the bottom. The Five of Wands is Saturn and Leo. It's just another test. Four of Swords. The Seven of Swords is the moon in Aquarius. The Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter is the Wheel of Fortune, 777. That comet, asteroid. No, the comet that's coming through. Crown chakra, Purple Mountain, crown chakra. Swords of the mind. Light codes coming through. That solar flare, an M-class flare, 777. Jupiter in Libra. Something that's meant to expand your mind, to give you balance. Gemini is also the mind, because it's ruled by Mercury, which is the mind. You're not going to get the answers that you need when there's chitter-chatter. The Four of Swords is healing after heartbreak. It's somebody who puts themselves in a spiritual time out in order to get the enlightenment after this heartbreak, after this, you know, and whether you know somebody's good for you or not, you know, when you walk away from a friendship, even if it ends badly, You still remember the good times you have, which is potentially what keeps you in a friendship for too long, because you don't recognize the red flags. Page of Pentacles, this is a card of the student. Mercury in Virgo, you don't recognize the red flags. Virgo is spiritual enlightenment that you get in this quiet. Yeah, about this soul connection that you have with this person. As I said, this person is meant to be in your life. Did I say that? As part of a soul lesson that you're meant to learn. A soulmate, a friendship, a relationship, a parent, a sibling, a child, a workplace, a contract that you have with this person in order to learn this particular lesson. What's that saying? People are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. Divine feminine energy, they're lifetime friends. This person was in there for a reason. Two of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. The Two of Cups is the Venus in Cancer, and the Eight of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. It's enlightenment. The work that you put in with this person. That gives you enlightenment on your spiritual journey. Let's have a look at what life path, part of your life path, part of your journey. This is messages from your guides. And that came out before. I mean, I always set the intention, but I like to say it so that you can hear it before the cards come out. It's part of your life path. Your guides, they were emphatic because that came out first before I said it. It's part of your life path. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. They want you to surround yourself with people in balanced divine feminine energy. Not people that are going to sacrifice you. I tumble for you. Toxic friendships. Friendships that are fading. Friendships that build each other up rather than ripping each other down for somebody's own ego. Somebody that's willing to sacrifice a relationship for their own gain. Follow your gut. That is divine feminine energy. What are you being told? And what are you being told when these tests come in? Trapped. And I guess that was another thing we were talking about. You know, when friendships end within a social setting that you're in or within a workplace or whatever, and you still then have to turn up and be polite within that situation, is probably the most uncomfortable. But again, it's part of a lesson that you're meant to learn. I'm going to get a card for that. Trapped. Overthinking, hidden in plain sight. The answers that you're looking for are already in front of you. Yeah, in your mind. Queen of Pentacles. You're already free. You're not actually trapped. You're trapped in your mind about this situation. But you are already free because you've got the insight and you've called judgment on this particular person. Eight of Pentacles. You've done the work. You're not actually trapped. It's that person that's stuck in this out of balance divine feminine energy. You've ascended. Okay, let's have a look at what angel is walking with you. There we go. Health and longevity, 28. I'm going to have a look. These angels actually align with tarot cards, which may give us extra meaning. And 29 on the bottom, liberation and defender of spiritual truth. That's where you're headed. That's beautiful. 28 and 29. So we've got a progression there. 28 is victory after a long battle, which is the Six of Wands. And it's longevity. So it's the spiritual awakening that you're going through in order to cut out the friendships that are unbalanced, that are toxic, and get yourself aligned to be able to magnetically draw in the friendships that are balanced and the people that are balanced, because that is where the longevity lies, in those friendships. And this angel is the Seven of Wands, which is defending your right to do so, defending your spiritual path. Okay, let's get you a moon. We've already got one there. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope, nothing wants to come out. We've already got you a Node of Destiny card. So as I said, the North Node is in Aries. That's you stepping into your power, even if your power is quiet. And then we've got the South Node in Libra, which is releasing toxic relationships in your life that no longer align with your spiritual journey, because in January next year, the nodes change into, or the North Node changes into Pisces, which is spirituality. Your spirituality, your beliefs that a friendship shouldn't be sacrificed if both people are in divine feminine energy. It's meant to nurture and build up as opposed to tear down. We've got a song, so I'm not going to do a song. And I've got, that's meant to come out. I want to talk to you, but fear takes over. Is that you or them? These are my love messages, oracle cards, but I'm using them in these readings as cards from your higher self. I want to talk to you, but fear takes over. What I'm getting from that is you potentially want to reignite this friendship, but fear takes over is that, where is it? Follow your gut. It's your gut is telling you not to. Maybe you're struggling with listening to your gut because you've put time and effort into this friendship. Trapped. It's the energy's asking you just to pare back. And when I was talking to my hairdresser, she was sort of saying, I'm one of these people that just has to say something. And I said to her, it's actually this time of just, I want to say holding your cards close. Yeah, just holding back. Take the first step. That's your ego wanting to charge forward and maybe reignite a friendship. It's the devil. It's the test. Fear is the devil. Your higher self is saying that the devil is the devil is tempting you back into these friendships. People saying, I think you may have understood me. I didn't really mean that. But it's not going to bring you harmony. It's going to keep you trapped. I'm so frustrated. And you're going to be back where you're going to be back at square one. And as I said to you, you may realize quicker that nothing has changed. And so that frustration sets in, and then you've got to extract yourself all over again. Be clear, tell me what you want. You are guided, protected, supported in this spiritual journey. Anybody that's on a spiritual journey is protected. But you have to be clear with your guides, your angels, your ancestors. You have to be, this is the path I want to take. I want to move away from these particular energies that are keeping me unbalanced. And even if you stumble along the way, you are still guided and supported. I want a new beginning with you. And these energies wanting a new beginning with you, which you can have. Be clear, tell me what you want. But it's not going to take you up to the next level. Let's get some Scrabble tiles. You're meant to be surrounded by people who nurture and support you. Okay, we've got a C and a 3. An F and a 4. This could be your first, middle, last initial. Could be that of somebody around you. A V and a 4. A K and a 5. an A and a 1, a D and a 2, a P and a 3, a G and a 2, a W and a 4, an L and a 1, an R and a 1, a J and a 1, a B and a 3, and an I and a 1. And I'm just going to say what I'm thinking. Maybe people, because Sappho was the poetess who wrote about same-sex relationships. Maybe people in your life, and only take this part if it resonates with you. Maybe people in your life that are keeping you in unbalanced energy because it serves their purpose, but is not good for you on your healing journey. Now, I'm old school. And what I may say may offend. I actually, and if you speak to people who are in same-sex relationships, and the same thing applies to people that are in committed relationships who then say that they want to be in polyamorous relationships. Where did we have it? Empress and Emperor. Where did we have it? Under here. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles. To me, that's somebody who wants a cake and eat it too. And if you talk to somebody who is a guy who's into guys, who's been into guys, you know, they realized maybe when they were 8 or 9 or 12 or whatever, that they're into men. They're into men. And the same applies for women. This is confused, or somebody that's trying to keep you confused. And the same applies if you're in, say, a relationship, a same-sex, a traditional relationship, male-female relationship, emperor-empress relationship. Wanting to bring potentially, and this is just often a tangent on this reading, wanting potentially to bring somebody else in or bring their own philosophy on that in to the relationship that you have. It's keeping you in out of balance energy. Now that's just for somebody, but those letters came out for a reason. So take that as it resonates. Okay, I'm going to get you 3 final cards. See if there's anything else that your guides want to tell you. 8 of Cups, time to walk away. Saturn in Pisces. Saturn currently is in retrograde in Pisces. It is a looking back. Saturn is your karmic teacher. A looking back on the journey that you have been in and walking away from the things that don't serve you anymore. Pisces is spirituality, that don't align with your beliefs anymore. Realizing that they are an illusion. Realizing that you have choices. You don't have to stay within things that are unbalanced anymore, because you are in control of the cup that you give to yourself. That's Venus in Pisces. Venus is this divine feminine energy. The King of Pentacles. You get to build your spiritual wealth. And the 7 of Swords, which is the moon in Aquarius, which we did see somewhere else. Under here, I think. It's what you've been in, that's illusions and deceptions. 4 of Swords, it's time to wake up to it. The 4 of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. You are getting a crown chakra awakening about this, whatever energy it is around you that's toxic. I want one more. What wants to come out? You're getting a divine blessing. Once you learn this lesson, that's the Ace of Pentacles. Change is coming. That's the Hierophant, ruled by Taurus and Venus, divine feminine energy. One more. Or 20. We're getting the same messages. Yeah. You got to put boundaries up with these people. 7 of Wands, and then we've got The Four of Swords, the Four of Cups. The Four of Swords, again, an awakening that you go through. And the Eight of Cups, which is here, is walking away because you get the spiritual enlightenment. Page of Cups on the bottom. The Page of Cups is the moon in Pisces. Things are illuminated to you. That these people aren't meant to walk with you on the rest of your spiritual journey. Page of Cups here as well. So many doubles in cards. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If this reading resonated with you, please give it a like. As I said, there's a whole playlist of these readings. Feel free to go back and choose one that calls to you. There may be a message in there for you. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Thanks again, and I will see you again in another reading.